What kind of country is Japan? Japan, referred to as Japan. Capital Tokyo. It is the fourth largest economy in the world, except for the United States, the only developed country with a population of over 100 million. Japan's economic growth is total GDP in 2024 is about $4.02 trillion, second only to the China and Germany, about 35.9% down from the 1994 peak of $6.27 trillion. This long-term downturn, it's called Japanization by economists. GDP per capita 32,400, over 35% below 2012 level of nearly $50,000. World number 39. Fell out of the global top 30 for the first time. Mention Japan. What comes to mind? It's that heavy historical memory. It's him that goes up to nearly every 40,000 film and television works. Or those electronics that once led the era. And anim works that have swept the world. Japan has a well-developed and highly commercialized imaging industry. Annual output value about 2.30 trillion. The proportion of GDP reached 1.02%. With over 150,000 4,700 registered production companies. Average annual output is about 38,000 new works. Ranked fourth in Japan's cultural exports all year. 37% of products are sold to Europe, America and other regions through Osaka. Tokyo accounts for 58% of the world's image production. Shinjuku, Tatsushiro and other places form production and sales full chain cluster. Some companies are involved in mainstream film and television and animation. Japan or the world, one of the countries with the worst age of spoons. The average life expectancy of Japanese men is 81, third in the world, after Switzerland and Singapore. The average life expectancy for women is 87. World no, one for 38 consecutive years. Total number of centenarians 92,000. 73.2 per 100,000. Among them, Okinawa Prefecture has the highest proportion of listed as one of the 5 largest orchid regions in the world. Japanese staple food rice, supplemented by seaweed, vegetables and a small amount of meat. Eat a light and delicate diet. It is considered one of the secrets to longevity. Japan's fertility rate has been below 1.3 for a long. The decrease has continued since 2010. Population expected to fall below 100 million by 2050. Japanese Zhongwei is 48.6 years old. The proportion of the population over the age of 65 is 32.1%, about 41 million people. In addition, about 6 million elderly people live in poverty-stricken counties. Japan's workforce is approximately 69 million, the 10th largest in the world. Among them, the working-age population aged 15 to 64 accounts for 58.3%. The unemployment rate in 2024 will be around 2.6%, a 30-year low. Average annual income for 0.32 million yen, approximately $28,000. The aging population has led to a workforce shortfall of 11 million. Foreign workers in Japan break through to million, mainly from Vietnam and China. Population aging. It also leads to a decrease in the overall consumption desire of society. It's called a low desire society. The home ownership rate for 30 to 40-year-olds is only 41%. The luxury market has shrunk to 60% of its size in 1991. But, although the overall consumption desire of Japanese society has declined, but the custom night has shown a trend of growing against the trend. Many young people face tremendous life pressures. In order to cope with the high cost of living, some people choose to enter as a means of making a living. The leasing law only regulates business premises. Personal service practices are in a legal vacuum. Annual output value up to 5.50 trillion yen, 330 billion yuan. The gap between the rich and the poor in Japanese society is gradually widening. It rose to 0.34. 10% of the population owns 65% of the country's wealth. Japan implements a universal health insurance system. The personal burden ratio is between 10% and 30%. Education. From kindergarten to high school, free tuition and textbooks in public schools. University level. Household incomes below 4 million yen are exempt. Maximum full reduction. Education penetration is extreme. The literacy rate is almost 100%. Japan is a global manufacturing powerhouse. Manufacturing output value ranks third in the world, approximately 6.5% of global manufacturing. The industrial sector accounts for approximately 27% of GDP. Manufacturing accounts for 19% of GDP. In automotive, precision machine tools, electronic robots and high-tech maintain a global leadership position in fields such as end materials. The Japanese manufacturing industry is renowned for its technological depth, process accuracy and systematic advantages, long-term ranking in the first echelon of the world. Despite the scale competition from China, German high-end extrusion, and American innovation challenges, Japan is still struggling in several key areas. Remain irreplaceable. Japanese automobile manufacturing has long ranked among the top 3 in the world, leading the export of large-scale models. Own a Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Suzuki, and other giants. Although China surpassed the flag in 2023, called the #1 car export, but Japan still controls high-end models like Lexus and core components. Global supply chain for gearboxes such as Denso Aisin. Facing the rise of electric vehicles, Japan's poor performance in the field of new energy. Semiconductor materials field. Japanese companies monopolize more than 80% of the market share of quank glue. Key products such as fluorinated macrofibrinide with over 90% share. Tokyo Hardening, Shinyu Chemical, and other companies form an invisible moat. Global sales. The top 3 digital camera brands, all are occupied by Japanese manufacturers. They are Added Energy, Sony, and Nikon. Sony CMOS image sensor. The global market share will reach 53% in 2024. Apple iPhone. Samsung's high-end models rely on its supply. Canada ranked first with a share of 45.8%. Sony has a no-reverse cornerstone battle rate of 35.8%. Nikon C9 flagship model, suppressing Canon in sports photography. Global share 11.3%. Fuji takes over the young market with its retro design. The Panasonic GH series is still the first choice for documentary filming. Japan is the largest producer of industrial robots. Funako, Yaskawa Electric, etc. Industrial robots account for the majority of enterprises. 55% global market share. Machine tool exports have ranked among the top 3 in the world for 40 consecutive years. Torei's carbon fiber. 70% share of the aviation sector. Calendar metal female magnet. It is the core material of electric vehicle motors. Japan is the world's 3rd largest producer of crude steel. Crude steel production in 2024 is approximately 84 million tons. Second only to China and India. Mainly just started the old iron pillar. This year's output is 43 million tons, ranked 4th in the world, behind China's Baowu and ArcelorMittal and Angang Group. It is worth noting that Japanese steel production has been at its peak since the 1970s. 100 million tons, continue to decline. 3% year-on-year decrease in 2024. Japan leads the world in steel smelting technology. 90% of the world's coal uses Japanese patented technology. Specialty steels account for 20% of the global market share. China is only 5%. Japan imports 40 million tons of crude steel from China every year. After crystal processing, it is exported in the form of special steel. 50% increase in profit margins. Japan is the 3rd largest pharmaceutical market in the world. Size about 12.80 trillion yen. Second only to the United States and China. Japan's foreign exchange reserves $1.30 trillion, of which each debt position $1.10 trillion. The 2nd largest holder in the world. 6.5% of global foreign exchange reserves. Japan is the world's most indebted country. National near external assets balance $3.50 trillion, ranked 1st in the world for 33 consecutive years. The yen is the world's 3rd largest reserve currency, after the dollar and the euro. The Japanese yen accounts for about 5.3% of global foreign exchange reserves. The total amount is approximately $667.1 billion. Animation field. Japan accounts for 70% of global streaming animated content. Netflix. In recent years, investment in Japanese animation projects has increased by 300%. Overseas income accounts for more than 50%. Among them, the global box office of the Blade of Ghost Extermination series accumulated breakthrough to 0.2 billion RMB. Refresh Japanese film history records. Chinese animated film Chang'an 30,000. Over $500 million worldwide. South Korean veteran platform surpasses 100 million users. Pincer attack on Japanese 2D animation. The Japanese manga market will break through for the first time in 2024. Approximately $4.50 billion. Electronic comics account for 70.7%. Until number 2 track parallel development. Manga occupy more than 50% of the US market share. Completely overturn the Maiman dominance pattern. One Piece. Works such as Return to War have long topped the charts of global digital platforms. The gaming industry is about $18 billion. Bandai Namco and other companies are linked through IP. Like Dragon Ball mobile game. Achieve 15% annual revenue growth. Japan is the second largest music market in the world. The Japanese music industry is worth 3.20 trillion yen. Second only to the United States. The proportion of physical records is as high as 38%. Music exports exceed 60 billion yen. Among them, soundtrack licensing accounted for 60%. 1970s and 1990s. A large part of Hong Kong and Taiwan pop music. They are all covers of Japanese songs. Like Chen Huixian's Kyankian song. A cover from Japanese singer Kyung Tenmako. Sunset song, Hakan Lee's Red Sun. The original song is by Japanese singer Ichin Gun. The most important thing. Fei Wong's Vulnerable Woman. Cover the lipstick of Unlucky Blood. Zhou Huajian's Flower Heart. The original song is by Japanese singer China Chang. Theme song written. Flower Tiger's Green Apple Paradise. Cover of What's Your Name from the Japanese junior team. Japan is a country with few natural resources. It's natural gas. Coal is highly dependent on imports. Japan is the largest liquid producer in the world. Natural gas importing country. Japan's LNG imports in 2024 are about 110 million tons. It accounts for more than 20% of global trade. The main supplier is Australia, Malaysia, United States. Imports account for 99.7%. Mainly from the Middle East. Coal imports 180 million tons. For thermal power generation, the proportion of arable land in the country is only about 12%, approximately 4.50 million hectares, but the output per unit area is one of the highest in the world. The rate of agricultural mechanization exceeds 90%. Agriculture's own rate is about 50%, but rely on imports. The average age of agricultural workers is 67. Over 65 years old accounts for more than 70%. The aging of the agricultural population is more serious. 45% of arable land is facing a later solution. The contribution of unmanned agriculture to GDP is minimal. Only about 1.2% of fisheries. Japan has a global, one of the largest distant water fishing fleets, mainly caught tuna, sori squid, etc. This accounts for about 15% of the global catch. And blue flag tuna catches account for more than 30% of the world's total. Japan's total fishery production in 2024 is about 4.30 million tons. Ranked 5th in the world. The Hokkaido fishery is based in Newfoundland. By high fishing ground. Peru is one of the 4 largest fishing grounds in the world. It has a back that tramples on schools of cod, the reputation of being able to go ashore. Japan is a major trading nation in the world. Total household trade reaches $1.72 trillion in 2024. Exports rank 5th in the world. Reached $821 billion, second only to China, United States, Germany. The Netherlands ranks 3rd in the world in terms of import value. Reached $899 billion, second only to the United States and China. Export station GDP share 20.3%. Importees of storage 23.7%. Main export products include automobiles, steel, semiconductors, and automotive parts. Japan is the world's largest net exporter of food. Japan since 1965. Continue to maintain a clean food mouth. Net trade in 20,246.10 trillion yen. Japan's tourism industry is developed. World Economic Forum 2024. The Tourism Competitiveness Report shows that Japan composite score 5.2 full score. Ranked third in the world, after Spain and France. The ancient capital culture of Nara, Kyoto. Snow in Hokkaido. The beaches of Okinawa. The metropolitan landscape of Tokyo make Japan the world's largest. One of the most popular tourist destinations. It attracts over 30 million international tourists every year, just to see the cherry blossoms bloom, soaking hot spring, sample sushi, and ramen. Tokyo for 17 consecutive years maintained its status as the Michelin capital of the world. Japanese cuisine such as sushi, ramen tempura, river cattle are popular around the world. Over 240,000 Japanese restaurants worldwide. The United States accounts for 38%. Japanese heavy, depending on etiquette and order. The overall public order is good. It has an extremely low crime rate. Public facilities are clean and tidy. It is called by many people one of the most livable developed countries. Japan in physics, chemical physiology, medicine and other fields has a significant Nobel Prize winning record. Summarize the 29 Nobel Prize winners. 25 people in the field of natural sciences. Since the 21st century, the average annual density of awards has been 0.8. It overtook Germany to rank second in the world, second only to the United States. From 2014 to 2019, it hit a peak of 6 years without awards. But there is a gap between 2020 and 2023. No awards for 4 consecutive years. In addition, the number of papers in Japan and the number of patent families. Top in the world. The number of papers in Japan is 12,893. 7.2% ranked fourth in the world. Second only to China, US, and UK. Global valid patent holders. For Panasonic Holdings, Samsung Electronics, Calendar Production Office, Toyota Motor, Mitsubishi Electric. Japanese exclusive for series. Among them, Panasonic Holdings owns the largest number of active patent assets in the world. Quantities up to 94,337 pieces. Top the list of global patent holders. So what kind of country is Japan? Hello. Welcome to today's Dafe Global Land. I am Dafe. So I'm going to take you on a journey. Let's explore this place on the west coast of the East Asian Pacific. The sea area is about 4.47 million square kilometers, ranked 6th in the world. The coastline is 33,889 kilometers long, 7th in the world. Yui to Tokyo together. Hokkaido, Nippon. Osaka Prefecture, Kyoto Prefecture and Line 43. Total population by 2025 is approximately 123.4 million. It is the 11th most populous country in the world. It is also the most densely populated country in the world. One averages more than 300 people per square kilometer. The main ethnic group is the Yamato ethnic group, accounting for 98.1%. General Japanese. The main religions are Shinto and Buddhism. Japan is located in the Pacific Rim of Fire. It has 110 volcanoes. The world's volcanoes and one of the most seismically active regions. Thousands of felt earthquakes occur every year. Great Kanto earthquake in history. Banshan earthquake. The Great Northeast earthquake caused serious damage. This natural condition. It has deeply shaped the survival mentality of the Japanese people, architectural style, and social organization. Tokyo is the capital of Japan and a top metropolis in the world. Total area of 2,194 square kilometers. It consists of 23 special zones and 26 boat villages. The city has a permanent population of 14.2 million. The active daytime population reached 16 million. The total economy is as high as 1.12 trillion US dollars. That's the GDP of the Netherlands. As the economic hub of Japan, Tokyo is home to the headquarters of 47 Fortune 500 companies, including 3 Toyota International well-known companies such as Sony. Tokyo's urban spatial layout is multi-centric. Networked features. Shinjuku City Administrative and Business Core. Color Valley symbolizes youth culture. Odaiba represents the future city. This polycentric structure Effectively decentralized city functions. Alleviates the pressure of a single center. The city's transportation system is among the best in the world. It has a vast network of 13 subway lines. Daily traffic counting 11 million. History of the Japanese archipelago. Dating back tens of thousands of years to the Paleolithic Age. Entering the Shenwan era around 14,000 BC. Settlement societies dominated by hunter-gatherers formed around the 3rd century BC. As the continents move, rice cultivation and metal technology brought by the people, Japan enters the era of people's livelihood. Primitive agricultural society began to take shape. In the 4th century, the Ogawa regime gradually unified the Japanese archipelago, established the emperor, centralized ancient state system. 645 years old. The comprehensive introduction of the political and legal system of the Tang dynasty in China make Japan a law-abiding country. The capital was established in 710. 790 moved the capital to Ping'an. The beginning of a 400-year era of peace. During this period, a unique national culture was developed. Late 12th century. Zhanrei dynasty established the Liangqing shogunate. It ushered in an era of samurai shogunate politics. After the division of the northern and southern dynasties in the 14th century, the establishment of an independent shogunate. After the rebellion of 1467, Japan enters the Warring States period. Daimyo opera melee from all over the world, until Oda Nobunaga and Hideyoshi. Successive unification. In 1603, Tokugawa Ieyasu established the Edo shogunate. Implement Somalia's policy, maintain peace and development for more than 260 years. Commodity economy, culture and art are flourishing like never before. Mid-19th century. The American fleet has arrived. Forced Japan to establish a state. In 1868, the wise restoration overthrew the Mufo regime. Start learning all about the West. Embark on the road to modernization. The Meiji government developed industry through industry. Rich country and strong army policy. In just a few decades, Japan became the first industrialized country in Asia. The Sino-Japanese War was launched in 1894. Russo-Japanese War in 1904. Gradually expanded its sphere of influence in East Asia. 1912 entered the era of the Great Crusade. There was a brief upsurge in the democratic movement. After Emperor Showa ascended the throne in 1926. The rise of military power. The September 18th incident was launched in 1931. Total invasion of China in 1937. The Pacific War was initiated in 1941. After the defeat and surrender in 1945, Japan was occupied by Allied forces. Carry out democratic reform. After regaining independence in 1952, seize the opportunity of the Korean War Special Zone. Achieve high economic growth. By 1968, it had become the world's second-largest economy. After the Heisei era began in 1989, Japan experiences a bubble. Economic collapse. Secular stagnation. 2019 Emperor Naruhito ascends the throne. Open another and new era. And Japan is having an aging population. Severe challenges such as sluggish economic growth. While maintaining the world's first. The status of the 4 major economies. You can see its ability to absorb foreign civilizations. Can also feel the continuity of its unique cultural traditions. This blend of tradition and modernity shaped the face of Japan today. From the ancient imperial system to the samurai regime. From Somalia to its founding. From militarism to peace. The historical development of Japan. In the history of world civilization, it has unique research value. The Japanese archipelago is part of the Pacific Plate. Arc island chain formed by subduction, stretching about 3,000 kilometers from north to south. It presents the characteristics of a typical mountainous island country. 73% of the country is covered by mountains, mainly composed of Japan that runs through central Japan this week. Alps and Kyushu misleading volcanic belt. Mount Fuji at 3,776 meters is the highest peak in Japan, along with 111 other volcanoes. Together they form active volcanic landforms. The plains make up only 20% of the country, mainly distributed in coastal areas. Kanto Plain 17,000 square kilometers is the biggest impact plain, and Osaka. Plains and stone beasts are important agricultural areas. Japan has a diverse climate. Northern Hokkaido has a cold and snowy winter. If you don't leave the ball in the south, it's subtropical. Overall, it has a temperate oceanic monsoon climate. 4 distinct seasons. Junying summer green. Autumn wind and winter snow are the most typical impression. Japanese rivers are short and fast. The average length is only 50 kilometers. Shinanogawa 367 kilometers is the longest river in Japan. Japan is rich in forest resources. The forest coverage rate is as high as 67%. But the rate of wood itself is only about 20%. It is one of the largest importers of timber in the world. Japan is geographically limited in resources, but island countries with outstanding maritime advantages. Open and closed, classical and modern. Prosperity and crisis coexist. This has kept Japan in the spotlight of the world. So what else do you know about Japan? Or, what memorable experiences have you had in Japan? Welcome to the comment area to leave a message and share. Thanks everyone for watching Interesting World today. If you like our content, please don't be stingy with your likes, retweets and followers. I am Dafe. See you in the next video.